Hello everyone, welcome to 2022. It's a brand new video, the first one of 2022. I hope you've all had a great Christmas and a new year, and I have really enjoyed my time off, so I'm ready and raring to go with another video. So today we are doing something that I have been wanting to do for a hot minute. I've seen lots of people try this and I've been wanting to, but I've never plucked up the time or courage to be able to do it. So we are going to be testing BuzzFeed's 2-minute, 2-hour and 2-day cookie recipes, which are very interesting because a 2-day cookie, and are you thinking, what are we making here? Something that takes 2 days? What takes 2 days to make? I couldn't think of an analogy there. How long does it take a bird to hatch? No, that's a really long time. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Let's get on with making some cookies, and we're going to start off with a cookie number 1. We are going to start off with the 2-hour cookie mixture because it needs 2 hours in the fridge to rest before it bakes. But I have weighed out all of my ingredients here. I actually converted the cup measurements to grams because I just find it so much easier to work in grams than cups. So here it all is. I feel very professional. And the first thing we need to do is whisk together the sugar, salt and butter until a paste forms. So we've already melted our butter in here. Then we're going in with the light brown sugar, plop, the granulated sugar, which is interesting because I feel like cookie recipes always change their mind whether they want caster sugar or granulated. But this one says granulated. That's the salt. Okay, so whisk that together. Bring it together, baby. There we go. It's moving and grooving. This is what it looks like. It kind of looks a bit like a caramel, if you kind of get what I mean. And now we add the egg and the vanilla. Right, the egg and vanilla in there, and then we beat until ribbons fall off of the mixture. Beat away. There we go. So now we've sieved the flour and the baking soda into the mixture, which I normally would avoid because I flipping hate sieving things. I don't know why sieving is just the worst. Actually, I'm kind of enjoying this. It's kind of fun. Why do I always hate on sieving? Sorry, sieves. I feel like I've given you a hard rap in your life. You're actually pretty legendary. And then it says to fold that in, and you do not want to overmix it because when you overmix with cookies, they get cakey. So you just want to fold all of the flour mixture in. Here we have our lovely milk and dark chocolate chunks, and we fold that in. Be so careful that you don't overmix it because what does that result in? Exactly, tough cookies. You knew it before I even said it. What little legends. I love the contrasting colours of the milk and the dark chocolate chunks. I think it looks really lovely. Okay, now what we do is chill the dough for 2 hours in the fridge. The longer you leave it to rest, the more intense the flavour comes. It's lovely, it looks like a good cookie dough. Come and have a look. It's actually quite runny, but the colours and the textures look really good. Into the fridge she goes. It has been 2 hours, and this is what the 2-hour cookie dough looks like. Can you see that? It's quite firm now, so I'm just gonna poop and scoop. Right, this is what the cookies look like before going into the oven. So I put the timer on for 12 minutes, and the timer's just gone off. So let's see. Oh, they are done. Okay, they're definitely crisp on the outside, gooey in the middle. Okay, this is what they look like straight out of the oven. I feel like they could have done less than 12 minutes, to be honest with you, but these are going to be a bit crunchy, but I have a little bit of dough left, so I might turn the oven down and see what happens there. Look at the difference of these two. So those were done for 12 minutes. They said between 12 and 15, and I did the lower end, and they're still quite brown. And this one's I only did for 10 minutes. So I feel like 10 minutes is a better option. Right, let's do a taste test of the cookies. That is so good! Oh my word. 10 out of 10. I didn't really fully break down the cookie because I was just enjoying it so much. Honestly, really good cookie. Crisp on the outside, gooey in the middle, right amount of sweetness. They were not messing around with this cookie recipe. It is good. I would highly recommend it. Okay, up next we are going to be doing the 2 minutes cookie. So let's see how it goes. First of all, we have 2 tablespoons of softened butter, but the first thing we need to do is actually grease the microwavable plate that it is going on. And then with all the other butter, we pop it into the bowl, and using a fork, we whisk together the sugar. It's actually quite a lot of sugar. It's a whole 50 grams. And our good old friend, vanilla extract. What would a cookie be without a bit of vanilla? Sometimes I'm like, when you're doing a smaller serving, it is just easier to make a bigger one and freeze it, because sometimes the smaller ones take more arm power. Okay, and then to that, this is a bit annoying because it says add 2 tablespoons of egg, but I feel like they could have come up with an alternative, because that means that you might potentially waste a whole egg, because if you're not using it. So I feel like once I've tried this recipe, I'm going to find an alternative for the egg, because things like that happen as well. I don't know if you saw that. Stir to combine. Again, getting our mixing superpowers going. Okay, can you see this is coming together nicely? It does just look like a cookie mixture. And then we add in our flour and our salt as well. Mixy, mixy. We have to fold in 5 tablespoons of the chocolate chips. We need to press the other tablespoon into the top before we bake it. So this is gonna be the fattest cookie ever. This is gonna be an absolute monster cookie. Why are chocolate chunks so much better than chocolate chips? And then microwave the cookie until it is dry on top and springs back, about 1.5 minutes. So that's what it looks like before. I'm gonna do 1.5 minutes and we'll just see what happens. The timer has just gone off. Oh my word, it's massive. I don't think I've ever seen a cookie that big before. I think it needs a little bit longer because it's not dry on top. So okay, here we have the cookie. What do we think? We need to try it, don't we? It is massive. I mean, I'm not complaining. Okay, we have let the cookie cool and I'm just taking it off of the plate. Well, it's still quite warm and gooey. Okay, I'm gonna leave it on the plate because I'm just too impatient and I wanna try it. It does feel like a standard kind of cookie. Oh, it feels quite good, you know? Crispy on top, soft in the middle. You know what? That is not to be laughed at. That's a pretty good cookie. It's obviously not like an oven cookie, but I actually feel like if you gave it to someone, they wouldn't know. However, this probably won't have much long life because I think it needs to be eaten straight away, but there's not really a problem in it having to eat a cookie straight away, is there? Because I think when you cook things in the microwave and then you leave them out, they go all like a really funny bouncy texture. So I feel like this needs to be eaten within half an hour of it coming out of the microwave, but it is really good. All right, well, I'm feeling confident for the rest of the day. We are on to cookie number 3, which is the 3rd and final cookie, and this cookie is a 2-day cookie. We're starting off by making a toffee that it says to make. So this can be hit or miss because we all know working with sugar is quite something hard to do, but we'll see. We've got to have confidence in ourselves. So we're melting some butter, salt and sugar in a pan, and then you bring it to 143 degrees Celsius, which is quite high. It is looking very, very good in there. However, can't find my thermometer. And it says, obviously, I have to wait until it gets to a certain temperature. So I might just have to do it by eye. Found it. So we're looking for 143. Come on. 136. We're close. We're getting close. Come on. Yes. Right. 143. And then we just spread it out slightly. Okay. And then it says to put it into the freezer until you're ready to use. It is about half an hour later now, and I have just broken up my toffee, and it's looking really good. So we're going to get started on the cookie dough. And for the cookie dough, we have to brown the butter first. Okay, our butter is nice and brown, and now we take off of the heat and we add an ice cube and melt that in. And apparently it's going to get really frothy. It's kicking off in here. It's getting tense. Add an ice cube so that it made something like add the remaining and check. I'm adding the other ice cubes. So I've added the sugar mixture, which you had to combine, and the butter mixture are now together. And now we go in with our beaten eggs and vanilla. It's all kind of happening at once. It's very different from the other cookie mixtures that we have done today. It smells very like nutty and rich. It smells really good actually. So this is currently what it looks like. Obviously it's not on the heat, it's off of the heat, but we're just mixing everything together. And now we fold in the flour mixture. Man, I hate folding things so much, but it's got to be done, got to be patient. Right, I'm going in now with our chocolate toffee pieces that we made earlier. I've done big chunks and little chunks because I think it would be nice if you get like a little burst of sweet and then a big burst of sweet. Now we just cookie scoop them onto the tray and pop them in the fridge for 48 hours. So I shall see you in 48 hours. It is 2 days later and I'm about to unveil what the cookies look like. Okay. Interesting. Right. I'm going to follow the instructions and bake them exactly how they say. I spread them out onto 2 trays and we bake for 18 to 20 minutes at 163 degrees. The timer has just gone off for the cookies, so let's see how they look. I have no idea if they're going to be any good or not, but here's the hope. Oh, they look good! Guys, I'm so happy with how these look. Oh, they look delicious. It says to sprinkle flaky sea salt all on top. That is so... It does have so much depth of flavour, but I don't know if that comes from the toffee. I don't know if it comes from the fact they've been left for ages. But honestly, it is really, really good. And the sea salt is needed on top for the contrast of, because it's got that sweet toffee that we made and the chocolate. They're actually really, really good. I kind of thought they wouldn't be, I don't know why. But they are very grown up. Like if I gave that to a child and said, here's your cookie, I think they'd be like, why? But I kind of just have a normal one. So I feel like all in all, the middle one is the best, the one that we made for 2 hours. But that one still is really good. I'd say it's like more of like a burnt, darker flavour. So if you like a more mature things, like I feel like if you like coriander, you'll like that. Because I feel like the people who like coriander like specific things. I mean, I like coriander, but do you know what I mean? Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Bye!